The
Like,
better question is, what has TV become?
cause
Because TV used to be good.
TV used to be beyond good. TV used to be. I'm about to say the
Mhm.
PlayStation phrase. Knock on wood. I moved my guitar. Damn it. All right. My favorite season of Surreal Life was indeed the season with the Brat and MC Hammer. Like, I explicitly watched that season
Ah,
because Hammer was on it. Like, that is it.
mhm.
And like I did,
Man, Brat
and
was
I
Brat was about to F some people.
and I think I might have only watched one season of Celebrity Fit Club, and it was the season with Bizarre from D12, and like that's where I
Mm,
found out about
I don't
Takara.
remember that one. Okay,
That
I do know Takara. Was Takara on? She was on the show?
yeah, yeah,
Huh, I do
Takara, yeah,
not remember.
and that probably was like okay. So before, so here's a little something about me. So like beforehand, I didn't know much about what I liked as far as like the opposite sex was concerned. I was a very vanilla kind of dude. Like as long as she was naked, that was good enough for me. But Takara was like the first like body that I ever saw that made me go,
What plus
okay.
size, but she wasn't really plus size.
She was she was plus size. Yeah, she was. Like she was, I would say the
Wait,
right
wait, wait,
range.
wait, wait, wait. Hold on. I'm checking. You actually no, you at some point at least watched two seasons. Because MC Hammer was on the first season. The Brat wasn't on until season 4. She was on the season with China.
Yeah, I saw that too. So I might have
Yeah.
some. So
So at some point you also saw some of season 1.
okay. Which who? So Hammer was in season one.
Yeah, he was in season 1. I'm looking
Really?
back because I was like, which ones did I watch? And I'm looking at it and I was like, yep, I definitely remember the season with Emmanuel Lewis and MC Hammer. Yeah, that was season 1. And then I look at season 2 and I'm like, oh yeah, with Eric Estrada and Tammy Faye. I remember that one.
Okay,
Ron
that one.
Jeremy and Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was the whole reason I watched that season. Then
Okay,
of course
so
season 3 was the one that I was really into it because that was Flavor Flav and Brigitte's season.
so hold on. I definitely remember. I don't remember like it being the first season. Like I really don't because I remember
They all just ran together.
like the like starting the very first episode, and I didn't know that was the first season. Because I remember like the very first episode with Hammer in the like the limo, and they had him on the phone like describing what the show was about to be, what the show was to somebody over the phone, and like that's how I know. Like yeah, I caught the first full episode, or at the very least, I saw parts of it, so I can't recall much beyond that. As far as like the like China's season, like I 100% remember China's season, like because
Yeah.
that was the season with Vern Troyer,
Yeah, we were both into that season.
and so that was that not that's the fucking horse season.
So I remember on and off, I watched the first 2 seasons, but it was really season 3 that I started like actually watching it because that's the one with Flavor Flav and
What the
Brigitte.
hell
But
just happened?
it also had Dave Coulier and Charo, and that was that
Uh,
episode when they made that ridiculous song and Dave played the hand trumpet. Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
the only
funny.
I'm not the only one who feels like that those shows were like 100% for like what you would refer to as washed up celebrities. That's what it was for.
Oh yeah, I
Like
watched I watched all of these seasons. I watched every season of this real life because the
but like
next season I remember had Jose Canseco and they played a baseball game where
yeah,
there
I think
were
I've seen that.
celebrity lookalikes
Yeah, I
and
saw
turned
that.
out that Jose had a twin
Twin
brother.
brother. Yeah, I saw that one.
Um,
Who all
and
was in that
then
one?
season
Was that the
6
one with
that
Brittany?
was Jose Canseco, Peppa, Janice Dickinson, Carrie Hart. That's Pink's husband. and Omarosa.
Okay.
Bronson Pinchot.
No, I saw that show because if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you saw this one. The one with the Brady's was season 4. The one with Peter Brady, that's season 4 with China.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the one with Omarosa, that's the one with the bitch you said Bill Cosby raped her. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, they were doing like a Janice Dickinson.
Oh, Janice Dickinson, she accused. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that was like the only reason I knew.
That was that season.
Would you stop? Like she's like that.
I'm confirmed.
That fucking show was the only reason I knew who she was, and I didn't like her then. And only reason I remember her at all was because they do like an apprentice style episode, and they're all supposed to take like a group photo together. And Omarosa, who's a cunt, is like sitting on this table, and Janice is behind her with like a knife, and she's like,
I remember that.
Yeah, and Omarosa was like none too fond of it, and she was like, get her away from me. And then like Janice just full on like just went psycho mode, and like she poured water all over the table, and just like, I don't care, like none of this means anything to me. I was like, God, you're an asshole. And so like
an ongoing feud between Manigault and Dickinson was a key focus point in this season, which ended with Dickinson leaving the house during the final dinner.
And like it was from that point, like when I found out she was accusing Bill Cosby of sexual misconduct, I was like, I don't believe you. I just don't. Like, you are a very unlikable person. I think you are probably.
I think I remember that, and that was one of those accusations that just came out of left field, because it was like after everybody else had already done it, and then a year later she was like, "Oh, and me too." And it's like, he's already on trial. Like,
no, it wasn't like she was one of the first accusers. Like when they started.
Really?
When they started like bringing like groups of women together, like to like be like interviewed, but her being who she is, she wanted, she would constantly be interviewed alone. Like I don't mean to make this sound like the way I'm about to say this is gonna sound wrong, but she definitely was a make more out of it than it really is kind of like person, and you could hear it in the way that she talked about the situation. And then, I'm not saying that there is a low-key way to be sexually assaulted, but what I am saying is that she definitely went out of her way to make it seem like what happened to her was the most painful thing like anybody could ever experience. Like, it was the worst because it happened to her. Because, she's the world's first supermodel, and she does not hesitate to let anybody. You
remember that about her?
Yes. I didn't have a choice because she did not. She did not, and I do mean every time she had an opportunity to bring it up, she brought it up. Like there was a bit where she literally like focused on that she was the world's first supermodel, and it was like, in what capacity were you the first supermodel? What's a supermodel? I don't fucking know. I was like, so yeah, I don't like Janice Dickinson. I don't like Omarosa. Like, I don't know her personally, obviously. I don't know either of these people personally. But much like if somebody was to be like, yeah, I don't fucking like you because your videos make you seem like an asshole, fair play. I don't like them because everything they've ever done in public makes them seem like massive cunts. And I don't like cunts. Well, I do, but,
Well, anyway, season 6 was the one with
was around
Alexis Arquette, CC DeVille, Sherman. It's crazy because the majority of this cast
was Sherman Hemsley there?
Sherman Hemsley was, yes.
Okay, so I must have just at some point was like, fucking, I'm watching for real life, because I remember a good chunk of this, but it's also possible that I
season
just
6
watched
with Alexis That was the season where those people were being dicks to Alexis, and she yanked the patio umbrella off of the table and was about to get into it.
Who is Alexis?
Alexis Arquette,
Who the fuck is that?
David Arquette's sister.
Sister, yeah. I don't know who she is.
She was a trans actress.
Ah, yeah, that's what I thought. Send me a picture of Rob. Rob Cordray. I asked you to send me a picture of Rob.
That's the wrong Rob.
Oh, well, shit. You know who it is, though.
Rob Beckett.
Alexis Arquette. Yeah, the name sounds familiar. And, like, when you said it, I thought to myself, like, I get the feeling like she used to have a dick. And I was like, so I'm right, but I still don't know who the fuck she is. And everybody was being mean to her specifically.
Yeah, there were some dudes who were being dicks.
On the cast, or
no, at a bar that they went to.
Oh.
Like she full on almost got into a bar fight.
So fuck, I bit my tongue, and so therefore I have to say what I'm about to say now. That's a very manly thing to do.
Mm.
Yep.
Speaking of, did Jordan send you a video today?
No.
Okay. So he sent me a video. He's thinking that it might be useful for the next episode.
You realize I'm playing the game, right?
Yes. Doesn't matter. Just letting you know.
Here we go.
To expect this video at some point. That point being that
If he no. If he don't send it to me, I ain't doing shit. Because in the effort it takes to send it to you, he could send it to me.
Well, he wants to run the topic because he had sent me another one and he was like, this one? And I was like, well, that was pretty much just an open and shut case. There's no point in doing it. And he was like, yeah, that's right.
I was like, here. Well, we can also keep in mind, like, if it's just something we can flame, then that works too. Like, if it gives us, like,
but this one is an actual conversation.
Describe it. Tell me about it.
I mean, basically, it's about what you just said, and gender pronouns and stuff like that.
And what? And it's not saying a lot, given the.
Basically, it's just stuff that you got opinions about.
I don't have opinions about anything. Like, I don't. Okay. Like, I don't. We've discussed, me and Mark have on several occasions discussed, like the gay agenda, if that's what anybody want to call it. I don't think any true gay person has an agenda. It's a weird way to put that. Like, I don't have like an opinion on it. It's when it comes to the pronoun thing, I think the biggest issue.
Don't talk about it. Just wait and watch the video.
I'm talking about it now.
I don't want to talk about it now.
Well, then hush, and let the audience.
No, don't do it.
Don't tell people what the fuck.
Save it.
That's what.
Save it.
That's what it's all about. You don't tell people.
Save it.
And I feel like that's how racism works. I can like just cut your audio, right? Because I export it. It's two different. It's 3 separate audio tracks. You're trying to talk over me intentionally. It's like, I think that's why racism exists. I think white people want to say the N-word because we don't want to be called the N-word. And I feel like racist white. I think if we were like, yeah, it doesn't really bother us, we don't care anymore. I think there would be some people who are like, this is a trick. This is reverse psychology. We're gonna keep saying it. Like they say they don't like it. Nah, they hate it, but they don't care. No, they care. They hate it. They can't stand it. So we're gonna keep saying it. But we like really like start to like not really give a shit because we've accepted them for who they are. They're all terrible people, and we're just like, yeah, it's whatever. Like you can say what you want to say because you're awful. And they're just still like, nah, I don't believe you. They're like, you hate it. You know it makes you mad. And it's just like, no. So like it doesn't really matter what we do. I don't give a fuck. Then again, I've never been called the N-word by a white person, and it mattered. Like I've never been like at a doctor's office and the white dude was in like a doctor was like, yeah, I don't treat niggers. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, nothing I can do about that. Oh, wow, 3 of them? Really? Fucking why? And I'm not saying that ain't happened to somebody. I imagine it probably has happened to somebody before. That they were in a very professional setting and like they got called a slur. Like, cause I can imagine you can be a female and you were at a doctor's office and it was like, and like you didn't understand something, and the doctor's like, "What are you, a dumb bitch?" Like, wow, dude, that's rough. Speaking of things being rough, I saw Sophie's Choice for the first time today. When I use the term "saw" very loosely, because I didn't like sit still and watch the entire movie from start to finish, but I did see a good chunk of it. So I already knew what the crux of the film was. I understood that like the movie would eventually turn into her having to choose one of her choosing which of her 2 children got to live and which one got to die or had to die. But like,
is Meryl Streep in that? I feel like Meryl Streep's in it.
I think it is Meryl Streep. I think she is Sophie. I'm almost positive it's Meryl Streep. But like the way I walked in on it, it didn't seem like I was very confused because it seemed like a romantic drama. And please understand that what I thought about the movie and and those 2 words, they don't fit together. But what ends up
that's Meryl.
Yeah, and what ends up happening is like she eventually does. The movie is about this woman, Sophie, who has to make a choice. It's about this woman named Sophie who comes to America and she kind of ends up in a relationship with this dude named Nathan. And they meet this dude named something weird, like Stooley or something. I don't forget. And what ends up happening is like they don't know, but Nathan is fucked up in the head. A lot of fucked up, not a little bit, a lot of fucked up. And she's like dating him, but the other guy, mind you, like is fuck, I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who played.
What?
Is the guy from he's the dude from Ghostbusters. If you've ever seen Ghostbusters, is it the second? It's the second one. The dude who runs the hotel or the library that Viggo Mortensen.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was reading the synopsis.
I was talking to you. I was talking to the audience. The name of that dude who was in Ghostbusters 2, who ran the library that painting was in. Like Sophie's Choice is his first movie. It's like it's his debut. And basically that dude ends up falling in love with Sophie. And there's a point in the film where she tells one of them, I forget which one, about the day that, because she's Polish. She tells him about the day her children like they were sent to Auschwitz, and she had to choose like which of her children went to the kinder something or other. It was basically like the kinder camp, basically. And which one of them got to go there, and which one had to go to the gas chamber, which is like what a fucked up choice, right? And she tells the story, and like there's nothing really that goes with it. It's like a slight like it's a flashback, but the flashback isn't like directed at that scenario, because it turns out like she like people asked her to be a what you call this shit, a spy, and she declined because she was afraid of what would happen, and she might have been right to be afraid because the person that asked her to be the spy ended up being killed. I didn't mean to laugh at that, but I did. So when she has to like decide like which one of your children are gonna die, yeah, they don't show that. Like in this scene, they don't. It's not it's just a conversation. But later in the movie, they actually like she's talking to Stooley's his name was it's something like that. His name was very. Why was there not a wall to keep me from killing myself? I forgot what his name is, and it's so because I remember thinking, man, his name is incredibly made the fuck up. But they actually show it. Like they show her getting off of the. They show her getting off of the train, and she's standing in line with these with her kids and like all these other prisoners of war and stuff. And not prisoners of war, prisoners. And like one of the SS guards comes up to her and is basically for lack of a better definition, or like a less shitty way of saying this, he's like, I want to fuck you. And like he's asking her like what her nationality is, like what are you of this, are you of that, and she doesn't respond. And as he's walking away, like I guess like she thinks like in this moment maybe this could like save us in somehow. So she starts telling him how like no, I'm not Jewish, I am Polish. She's like, I'm a Catholic, I'm a very devout Christian, yada yada yada, and like my children are racially pure. And effectively he's like, it's so weird. He's like, suffer the children unto, he's like the Lord says, like suffer the children unto me, like yada yada yada. And so he's like, you're young, like you can choose, like you're basically the fact that you're not a Jew gives you the is going to give you the ability to choose which of your children go. And she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, make a choice or I will choose for you. And she's like, I don't understand. And he's like, which one of your children? Like, one dies and one can stay with you. They're like, no, they can't stay with you. The one's going through like the camp. And he's like, if you don't choose, I'll just take them both. And it's like, yeah, like the fact that you aren't a Jew, you basically get to choose. Like that is your like blessing. Like you get a choice, and that's it. And if you don't make a choice, I will make a choice. And so she didn't really do good making a choice. So he's like, all right, bring the like guards come over here and get these motherfucking rugrats. These motherfuckers gonna die. And so like her son is old enough to like be aware that he should be afraid, but like isn't like screaming. Whereas her daughter is like 3, and her daughter starts what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh yeah, shrieking because she is being pulled from her mother's arms. And I sat there and I watched this movie and I thought to myself, holy fucking shit, this is horrible. This is fucking horrible. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch that movie, don't. It will make you sad, but maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe you're a fucking awful person He was like, I don't even like Jews. And I was like, well, Sophie's Choice will still annoy you because there aren't that many scenes where Jews are treated like hot garbaggio. But any scenes where any peoples are being treated like hot garbage because of their race is too many. So there's that. But yeah, Sophie's Choice. Whew. I didn't cry, but the ending is terrible. Because again, like that, all of that is just more along the lines of this is how I got where I am, but it is not. That's not what we're here to focus on. We're here to focus on this weird fucking love triangle between a psychopath, a broken woman, and a southern Jew-looking dude who really wants to get laid. So yeah. If you watch that movie and you're like watching it because I talked about it, and you walk away from it sad, yeah, not my fault. Don't blame me. And I gotta tell you, bro, about this dream I had, and he's gonna make me feel bad about it after the fact, because he's. Hey, bro, you're not gonna see the twist ending coming. You're not gonna see it coming. I'm gonna end night I'm gonna end night this mother. Where are we at? We're only at 26 minutes. It was like we're moving to 45. So we got like what? 10 minutes left? 15 minutes left? There's some time. That's 20. Okay, so this is the bro. If you're not listening, you better say something now. You dead? Hey man, if you dead, you better say something.
What?
I said, hey man, if you dead, you better say something. I cannot describe to you what it's like to play this game. Like, I have been on autopilot the entire fucking time. Like, all the episodes I've recorded thus far, like, it's full autopilot. Like, I can see things moving on screen, and I know they need to die, because that's how God of War works. And, like, I can look away from the screen, like, when I get tackled by one of the wraiths, like this, like, I don't have to pay attention. I know that I have to press R1, L1. Like, I know that's what has to happen, so I don't think about it. Like, I can look away and then just start button matching, because I know what's about to start happening. Like, this game is junk food. I wouldn't say this game is like junk food, actually. I would say this game is like overeating. Like, playing games like this is like overeating. Like, when you play through it once, you've gotten the nutrients it's gonna give you. Like, you're full, you feel satisfied, but when it's all said and done and you start to play it again, you're playing it again just because you like the taste of it. Like, you're still eating because you enjoy, like, the feel of the chew, the aromas, the smells, the taste. That's it. Like, you're not hungry anymore.
You know, I still haven't watched Endgame for a second time.
Why not? Are you all
I've
cried
still
out?
only seen Infinity Wars twice. I didn't even cry during Endgame.
Oh man, neither did I. Like, what? Who cried? What?
Like, I mean, I never really cared for Tony to begin with. And then I was pretty upset that, like, they just did Natasha like that, you know?
Well, she's a
like, Tony wasn't the only one that died.
To be fair, they didn't do Natasha any specific kind of way. The fans just didn't care that she died that much. Didn't care that much that she died.
The fans didn't care because they made no fanfare of it in the movie.
Yeah, they did.
Come on, everybody knows that the general fan be stupid, and you gotta tell them to care.
I mean, to be fair, when they did that slow zoom on Natty's body at the bottom of that, at the Soul Stone place, that was the thing. Like, she was dead.
Yeah, but did they have a funeral for Natasha?
No, but they had to have a funeral for Tony because that was literally just like rounding everybody up to say, all right, here's everybody. And honestly, like, now that I know what I know,
at least her movie was good.
That's not what everybody's saying. Some people saying the movie was alright. But I'm kind of like,
I mean, yeah, it was no Ragnarok, you know. It was no Ragnarok, but I liked it more than Captain America 1 and 2.
Who the fuck?
I liked it more than plenty of people, I'm sure.
So upsetting.
I liked it more than Iron Man.
And I'm not saying that Captain America 1 was a bad movie. It was just boring. Nothing happens. Like, nothing happens. Captain America.
Like, Black Widow is actually pretty good.
Winter Soldier? Oh, Winter Soldier is that shit. I fucking love.
No, Winter Soldier is good. Civil War is the best Captain America.
What? But Captain America 2 was Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but I said Civil War is the best Captain America.
Which should just be an Avengers movie.
It pretty much was. It really was.
All right, so back to this dream. I
may have liked Black Widow more than
Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
I lost the words. I completely lost the words. I forgot the name of the movie.
I didn't think Black Panther was all that great to begin with, but then again, I have a grudge against Michael B. Jordan. I'm upset with him for continuing to act.
Wow.
I had a dream. Man, I had a dream, dog. I'm gonna say this out loud, and I ain't even gonna go into it. I had a dream last night that Elise got shot. Like, when I say got shot, you real, she fucking got blasted on. And here's the thing, she had it coming.
Dangerous in them streets.
Well, here's what she was in her yard. Like, it was a dream. Me and her were both involved.
The entire world is in yard now. Woo! Woo! That was instant karma. I almost died.
That's my favorite part. The instant karma, like, I'm so glad. Like, immediate regret.
There was no regret. I never regret. Oh, man.
But the reason me and her had gotten into a fight. Like, we tag teamed like a couple. Like, we beat the. You got
into a physical fight.
Yeah, we were in our house, like me and her, like, house that we shared, and it was like I think it was like her ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend, and like they didn't know I was there, and like I just kind of like we beat the shit out of these people, like Marvel action movie style. We beat the fuck out of these people, and then we threw them out the house. But then after we did that, she went outside and there was like a lot of snow on the ground. Like, when I say a lot, I mean like a foot and a half of snow on the ground for whatever reason.
This didn't happen in Atlanta.
So you know how high the porches are in Chicago, like on Shameless, like just how fucking huge the porches are off the ground. It was like that, like the front door was like that high off the ground. It was like one of those porches. And like you could hear this car like peeling up the side street, like toward the house. And yeah, like whoever was in this car, just let off at the house. And she was outside, like in the yard, and she got aced.
Oh, that hurts.
She straight up got smoked. like
I
out
need
there
to
in the
sit
yard.
down before I trip again.
And she fucking fell in the snow and was just dead. And then I didn't get killed, but I did get shot at. But I was really like I wasn't in a good position to get shot. That was kind of the problem. But I get shot at a lot in my dreams.
I've also been shot in my dreams. Got shot in the
Okay,
head.
so this dream I want to tell you about. That wasn't it. Like I literally just had that one this morning. So in this dream, I'm at my house, which is kind of this one, you know, or you say version of this house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing something with like a medical representative. Like they're bringing me like a new like medical machine, like you know like a BiPAP or something like that. I don't know. There's just a person, like, and I am handling business. And then like all of a sudden we hear noise from the front of the house, like in the living room, and it's my mom and my brother, who is in the living room right now. And they're like, yeah, like there's lava. They didn't say yeah, there's lava, but like there's lava. And like so we look out the front door, and you know that field in front of my house. There's
It is all
lava.
off.
It's not all lava, but there's lava coming over the levee toward our house.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mississippi River, you have changed.
Hold on. The domain of death lies outside the realm of Olympus and the world of mortals. It existed long before the rule of the Titans and the Olympians, and remains one of the most
Ooh.
feared places by both men and gods alike. Few have ever ventured here. None have left alive. Motherfucker.
You know, there's only a few beings that existed before the rule of the Titans and the Olympics.
So we're like, oh, whoa. There's lava coming toward the house. That's terrifying. What do we do? And my brother, for whatever reason, decides that he's going to go get a really, really, really close look at the lava. I don't know why. This isn't something he would do. But this is what he decided he was going to do. He was going to go get a better look at the lava. And so he's like across the street. And then all of the sudden, he is now running back toward the house, like clutching his forearm, and his hand is glowing a hot orange, and he has somehow, or rather, for some reason, stuck his hand in the lava, and his hand is now.
It's only the natural thing to do, honestly. Wouldn't you?
What else did you do in this scenario? And so he's screaming, but it's not like a normal screaming. It's more like a very cartoony scream. Like I don't know what that means. But basically it's like
the weird, the really loud one that they put in the old horror movies.
No. It's more like
I can't remember what it's called. What the hell is it?
like,
Okay.
and so like he runs to the kitchen. Oh man, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you remember back at the elementary school? Like those classrooms, like. Do you remember where Miss Manley's class was?
Fourth grade hallway?
Fourth grade. Remember where the
On the outside?
yeah, like like you
Didn't
remember
you hate her?
Yeah, I did. So did my dad. She was kind of a cunt. Well, kind of was kind of, probably definitely still is, unless like life has changed her, which I don't imagine why it would have.
That was like her only year, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't devote that much thought to it. But so when I say, like, think of that kind of classroom, you remember they had those sinks. Like there was this weird little alcove where they shared a bathroom. and then they had like a sink, right? Okay. So he runs into our kitchen, but our kitchen is that. It's like that side of a classroom, and he's standing at the sink trying to cool his hand down. But the floor becomes lava. And he sinks into it. And
that was the end of the dream.
And he goes away. And so at this point we're like, oh shit. Cause like the floor like is I did that. The floor has like left. Like it's like crumbled into the lava and like there's a flowing river of lava beneath. And so we end up like here's what happened. At some point like the No, I didn't do none of that. I didn't need you to do my hair. Thank
no, I still blame I still blame Star-Lord. I blame Star-Lord for all of it.
Yeah, he fucked up. But what is it? I don't know how to explain outside of like, well, the ground outside immediately is starting to become unlevel. Like the tree out in our yard is like tilting over, and blah 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 blah. So here's what happened. I'm out in the yard and the lava is like surrounding all the everywhere. Okay? And I am like, oh man, we gotta get out of here. Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? You realize this is about to get weird. I don't think you truly appreciate how fucked up this dream is about to get. I really don't think you do. So I start climbing this stupid tree. And you know who Keke Palmer is, right? Alright, that's important. So she shows up. Anyway. Well, yeah, it kind of does. So, like, I'm climbing this tree, and, like there's lava everywhere, and it's hot, and it's bright orange, and it's glowy. Actually, it wasn't that hot, but I knew there was danger about it, and I didn't know what to do. So I'm climbing this tree, and I see this branch. And I start reaching out to this branch, like climbing over to this branch. And at some point, I became Keke Palmer. Not in the sense that like I became a black girl who acted. No, I was just her. You understand that sentence? She was me. I was her.
Somewhere on this planet Earth, Keke Palmer had a dream about becoming you.
Which is terrifying. But yeah, that's what happens. I become her in this dream. And then she turns into a butterfly. And she leaps off she leap off the branch, hoping for the best. Because we're not sure if we're going to make it. We don't know what's going to happen. But lo and behold, we start flying. And oh, Yabril, it's wonderful. We're like, we're above the lava and we start flying and it's great. And then you want to know what happens? We fly outside of the Earth's atmosphere. And the entire globe of planet Earth has turned into this big, bright orange ball of, you could say fungus. Because it has frills going all the way around it. And it has heads growing inside. Faces, not heads. It has faces in the fungus.
Basically, you had a Rick and Morty dream.
And then, one of the faces, at the very least, one of the faces' voices was Samuel L. Jackson.
As it should be.
Right?
He is the voice of the people.
And I remember just flying around, like when I say flying, I mean like I would like sink and then flap my wings, and I I'd do an air hop upward.
Yeah, you got that gliding down.
Yeah, when like I ain't figured out how to I'm fluttering by, quite literally. Um, and that was the dream. And then I woke up and I was upset with myself because all of that was
You woke up. Oh.
no. It was a very what the fuck was that kind of dream.
You want me to tell you where you lost me?
Keke Palmer?
You said you climbed a tree.
Oh, well, the tree was tilted. Like I said, that's why I said that part was important. The tree was already.
It didn't matter if the tree was tilted. You wasn't climbing a tree.
I didn't climb the tree. I just kind of it was tilted over. I just kind of shimmied across the branch. It was at a pretty low angle, so I was able to scooch up it. I didn't have to pull myself up, so it was possible. Is what I'm getting.
What I want you to really tell me, what do you think this dream means? Was this prophecy?
Yeah.
Did I call it? Are the end times upon us?
Oh, is that what you meant? I thought you meant am I gonna become a woman?
Yeah, you become Keke Palmer during the end times.
That's so upsetting.
Somebody got to do it. It's a thankless job.
She'd already done it. Why does someone else need to do it?
Because she ain't been thanked, so she's done with it.
I don't like her face. That sounds rude. I don't like her face. I don't know why I said it again.
Keke Palmer been working since she was 12, and not a person has said thank you. Not one.
Sounds like she probably should have stopped working.
That girl, 53 now.
She just looking. Oh my gosh. Oh my foot itches. Okay, so that's what happened. That's the dream. Oh, that was terrible. A dream.
There are certain people that I think that the modern day world
aren't ready for
would be nothing without currently.
Is Keke Palmer one of
them? And Keke Palmer is one of those people.
What?
Because Keke Palmer gave the world two of the greatest memes of the 21st century.
Which were?
Sorry to this man. I can't remember the other one, but it's funny too.
Okay. And for anybody who's wondering, Keke Palmer and Samuel L. Jackson were in a movie together. It's called The Cleaner.
You mean tell me that wasn't Samuel L. Jackson and Akilah and the Bee?
It might have been. I ain't never seen it.
No, it was Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, okay.
Which is a common mistake people make.
It is. And he doesn't care for it.
Not one bit.
Well, all right. That's 48 minutes. We're going to go ahead and end this episode, which I probably should have done 48 minutes ago. Because ain't nobody gained shit from this experience. Until next time, goodbye.